this P1S has been doing some weird failures on us, so I'm gonna guess it's got the same problem as our other P1S in terms of that little hub internal unit. So I'm gonna try to see if that's the problem. I'll open up the AMS shortly and let's see how we go. Alright, as we mentioned in some of our shorts, we are in the middle of some home renovation remediation works at the moment, so our printers are scattered across the house just to keep us going, but this printer is probably our newest P1S, but I think it's got the same problem as the other one that we posted shorts on. So I printed the same file that Bambu sent us because they were short on replacement parts. So I thought I'd just do a bit of a walkthrough on how I do it. If it doesn't have the same issue, then I've got a bigger problem. But I'm guessing that based on the behavior, so when I do a multicolored print, it does fail when it switches between colors, but when I do a single print, it's working fine. So that's just a hunch I've got. Let's open it up. When I first did the other P1S, I was actually quite terrified of doing this, but it's actually not that scary at all. So to take the AMS off of the printer or disconnect it, just get rid of maybe the middle spools for a little bit, just so that you've got access to the button. For me, it's sufficient to take the third one off. But you kind of just reach to the back. I won't be able to get a clear foot out. Let me take this off. I don't know if this helps, but let's see. Alright, so there is a little button back here, and it is attached to my chest at the moment. The camera is attached to my chest, so I can't actually get in there. But there is a button, I'll show it later. But you just basically press back on that. And it does release the PTFE tube from back here. That was the button on the other side to take it out from here, and you can just unplug that black cable with the pins on it that goes into the AMS. That's pretty much your AMS free. Ooh. Okay, so there's that little button back here that I was talking about before. I'm just going to press that to release the PTFE tube. Alright, now that we've taken off the AMS unit, let's take out these spools. So really you could have done this as the first step, but you know, do it whenever. You really can't do the next step without doing this. This is a reusable spool that I printed out from Maker World. It's pretty good. Happy with that. I just grabbed these from the other printers. I always like to print them in a different color because it makes it easier to see it when I'm working with it, and also just a good way to identify whether it was an original part or not. Alright, so what basically keeps this together, so you can't pull this out, there are two screws in there that we've got to take out. To deal with the screws, you've got to use the longer and slightly bigger Allen key thing that came with the printer. We will also need the littler guy that came with it. But yeah, assuming you kept it from when your printer came in, that's the two you're going to need to do this. Now, it is a little bit dark, so I apologise, but let's get these guys out. Oh, that one came out really stuck onto the Allen key, which is good. Those sounds always scare me. It's like as if I'm breaking it, but honestly, I'm trying not to stress too much about them. So they're those screws, just pop them aside for now. Now you should be able to take it out fairly easily. Oh, actually I take that back, not easily, but there is a little bit of wiggling around to get this through. I don't really know how to explain it, but you do need to kind of press this little button at the back to kind of get it out. Oh, there we go. Usually I struggle with that a little bit more. So it's this button. That's the PTFE tube, goes in there, just press that. Alright. Now, don't pull it, don't tug it too hard. There is, let me rotate this. There are some cords that you've got to unplug. This one's a bit tricky because it is a pretty tight space, so I probably won't get good footage of this. But let's see anyway. Oh, that one's out. Can't remember if I have to do a pressy thing on that. Nope. So these were the two. Then I just pulled out. Cool. Alright. And it's free. Just pop the cage away for a sec. And this is basically the AMS unit. Flip it upside down. You've got all the tubes coming through for each of the colours. And we're going to be dealing with this part in here. It's actually on the inside part. Alright, okay. It's a little bit harder to record and do at the same time, so again, apologies. But we basically have to get underneath this, so we'll have to release the bits that lets this flip over. That's the goal. So I'm doing this off by memory, so I think I might release these two for now. And again, this is the big one. Yeah, so use the bigger one of the two. That's two of those on either side. Nice, feel that loosen up already. Let's see, is that enough to, oh, okay, nice. There's that, and we've also got to go with these two on either side, same size screws as the bottom one. Let's see what we've got. Oh, apparently I did not do that loose enough. They've got these little rubber grommets keeping them in place. Alright, so this part seems a little bit daunting or scary, but it's fine. I've just pushed them in because I'm probably going to lose those screws. But you do want to flip it over. Now, what am I doing? Why isn't this flipping over as easily as the other one? Oh, sorry, one more step that I've missed. You can release these PTFE tubes. That's why I can't flip it over. So you press the little rubber grommet thing on each one. And same as this, that first one was a little bit harder to take off, but press it. It's like a little, let me see if I can do that, little springy action. Cool, now we can flip it. Ah, interesting. This guy looks pretty intact at the moment, so he might have a different issue. Nevertheless, I'm going to open it up, see how we go. Alright, this actually doesn't look too bad, but let's see. It could be crumbly inside. But let's compare the two parts. I think it might be upside down. I think it's this way. Doesn't look too shabby. Alright, let's open it up. Now you need the little one for this. Alright, let's have a look. So open that up. It's actually not bad. It looks pretty good, to be honest. There's no problems with that as far as I can see, and just for comparison. Yeah, the two parts. This is the original part, and this is the replacement part that was printed. No issues there. Let's have a look here. I mean, that looks a bit battered up. I don't know if you can see that. It's probably hard to see. No, sorry. That looks a little bit battered up. Alright, I've just inspected that more closely and I cannot find a fault in it. So it looks like this video is all about how to replace this if you had an issue. I might put the original part back in. There's no problems with it, so I'm going to save my replacement pieces for another day or another P1S. So we're basically going to do the reverse of what I just did, and hopefully we're doing the reverse. Let's just pop them back in, like that. Yep. So don't make them crisscross. Pop this guy on. Underneath. Just give them all a little bit of a pull to make sure you've got them in there, and we've got to slot them back in through the screw holes. Now back to the screws. No, just like I this one gets out. Again, this one gets out. Randomly. Is that one full? Nice what we're going to do. Let's reuse that. Alright, again, don't tighten it. But that's basically that internal hub back in. The tubes are back in, so let's pop it back into the AMS case. Alright, I've got the case back here, so these are the two bits that we've got to plug back in. And then we've got to screw them back into these two through here. Now this bit, I'll put it inside first, kind of diagonally. We did struggle to put this back in on the other AMS, so we'll see how long this actually takes us. It's just a little bit of a tight squeeze, that's all. Oh, that might have actually been first go. Maybe it varies. That one's pretty good. Alright, put this one in. I think this one is more annoying. Ooh. You guys heard that click. Alright, that's actually quicker than the last time. And now, same thing as when you pulled it out, you might just have to shimmy this a little bit. Put that through there. Cool. And don't forget to put the screws in, because I have definitely forgotten to do that the first time I did this. Nothing catastrophic happened, but there's always the first time. Cool, let's check this one, I'm not sure if I tightened it. Where is it? There we go. Alright, I gave that a little bit of pull, and I think we're good. So all we have to do is pop it back onto the printer. Same thing, press this button and put the tube through and plug it back into the pins, and hopefully we're good. I mean, in my case, I think we do still have a problem, but hopefully that fixes your problem. See how we go. Pop this guy back up here. Doesn't matter. I don't think it matters which one you plug it into. And then, I mean, I'm not going to film it from this side, but this guy just goes in here, but you have to press the button from inside the lid. Alright, cool, good luck.